Welcome. My name is Richard Tai. This is the Lionhearted Academy. Today we're going to start a new series on trigonometry. So, what is trigonometry? What is trigonometry? The word. What is trigonometry? Now, if you're a student in high school and you probably have already learned Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry, I assume. And trigonometry would be the next course that you need to learn. You need to take and the Precalculus before you can go on to take calculus and go on to take college level classes. And trigonometry also is very much related to geometry, which you probably have already learned is about mainly geometric shapes. But it's not just about geometric shape here, as you will see. Now, trigonometry, let's take a look at the word to see itself what it means. Okay, the word trigonometry is actually a Greek word, and it has several parts. The first prefix tri means simply 3. For example, like a tricycle. What about the last part of the word, metric? Well, metric, meter, all has to do with something with the measurement. What about the middle part, the gon, the gon? Well, one thing, if you remember the word polygon, or another even more famous word, pentagon. That means it's 5-sided shape. So a gon is basically a concave shape. So a trigon basically is a 3-sided concave shape. And in English, we commonly call that a triangle. So a trigon trigonometry, putting everything together, would be the measure of a 3-sided shape, which is a measure of a triangle. Now, think about this. In geometry, we already learned about triangles before. So what else is there to know about triangles? Well, triangles have sides and have 3 angles and 3 sides. And so there are a lot of things that we learned about triangles already. For example, like the heights of a triangle, median of a triangle, angle bisectors, perpendicular bisectors, just to name a few, right triangles. If we mention about acute triangles, obtuse triangles, and different kind of triangles and things like that. So those are the things that we have already learned in geometry, but in trigonometry we will be learning more about their relationships between the angles and the sides, and then how it works in different kind of applications, and how it extends to a lot of other topics that will be very important in the future of our discussions. So the first question is, so we covered that what is the trigonometry, but the second question is, well, why do we need to learn trigonometry? Why do we need to learn trigonometry? Well, if you're high school students, of course, that is easy to answer is, of course, you need to learn trigonometry because you need to graduate. So I assume that if you take in Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Trigonometry and Precalculus would be the next course for you to graduate if you're on college course, if you're on college prep track. Now, you might not be able to take trigonometry if you're on a different track. It depends on your situation. But trigonometry definitely is something most high school students need to learn. And if you look at this, trigonometry can be considered as an extension of geometry, but also it has a lot to do with a whole new different fields and things that we have never learned before in geometry. But it's definitely necessary for you to go on if you're considering any kind of STEM majoring in college, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. You have to learn trigonometry. That's definitely a must, and so it will allow you to go on to take calculus. Now, but also, trigonometry is interest itself. It's a very interesting subject because it's learning about our physical world, and then many things in our physical world, the science, engineering, how we build things, how to put things together, and how to create new things. All those things, a lot of things that we know throughout our human history is based on trigonometry. The ancient Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Romans, the Chinese, and the Babylonians, all throughout history, they know about trigonometry because they have constructions. That's one of the major things is when you do constructions, when you do buildings, and when you do any kind of construction project, trigonometry is essential. The understanding of trigonometry and geometry is essential. All right. So I think that brings us into our third question for today, for this introductory video is, what has trigonometry to do with us? Or what has trigonometry to do with me personally? Okay, why do I need to know geometry, trigonometry, and then how does it affect me? And or another thing is, how does it affect me if I don't know it? How does it affect me if I know it? Well, whether we know it or not, it affects us in almost every aspect of our life. From the very simple things is, if you're listening to this video, watching this video on YouTube right now, you're maybe in a building, you're sitting in a house, and how do we build a house? How do we build a building? Well, we have to apply our knowledge of trigonometry and geometry to build that building. And throughout history, the pyramids, the Great Wall, all the construction, the castles, all the cities, different wonders of the world in the ancient world, since all those are built with understanding of trigonometry. Otherwise, those things wouldn't be able to stand for thousands of years. And our roads, infrastructures, dams, just need to name a few things. Okay, so those things are very, very important to our civilization. Is all has to do with trigonometry. Now, in the more modern sense, in terms of electrical engineering and understanding electricity, understanding sound wave, light waves, the signal processing, how signal works, how wave works in general, that has to do with trigonometry. Calculation of force, understanding velocity and acceleration, that also has to do with trigonometry. So believe it or not, there's a lot of applications, many fields of science and many fields of technology, all has to do with trigonometry in one sense or the other. So that's why, what is the purpose of so the next question, or last question today is, what is the purpose of this course? What is the purpose of this series of videos? So what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Or what do I hope that you can obtain through going through this course with us together? Well, one thing is, we hope that you can understand the concepts in trigonometry. There are so many different concepts, but also you can master the skills that comes with those concepts and be able to apply those skills and concepts to solve problems. So that's one thing. That's one thing very practical for any high school students. Especially if you're students, you need to understand the concept. You need to be able to master skills, use those skills and calculations to solve problems, to show that, to demonstrate that you have mastered skills, demonstrate that you have understood the concepts. But also, another point is, we hope that you can develop, all of us can develop an appreciation for math and science in general, and also appreciate how the math and science was developed through history. And that enable us today, who live in the modern world, enable us to enjoy the modern Western civilization, because it is not an accident that today we have what we have. All the conveniences, all the technologies that we have is not a coincidence. It was through hundreds of years of people's hard work, different people, many generations of scientists and mathematicians. I remember Sir Isaac Newton once said that, if I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. So today, we are standing on the shoulders of giants, and we are enjoying the fruit of this scientific discovery and engineering, and we're enjoying the fruits, and we're enjoying the convenience created by all those kind of discovery in math and science, and then we're enjoying the fruits of their labor. So I hope that we can appreciate. If we not able to master, I know not everyone is going to be able to master trigonometry, and not everyone has to, and not everyone has to go on to college or become a math major or become an engineer. That's not what the point is. But I think we all should appreciate how important math and science is, and how important it is to help us understand the world in which we live in. So if we can learn and appreciate math and science, we can use this as a tool to help us understand and appreciate the wonderful world around us. And we can do that through understanding mathematics, and in this case through geometry and through trigonometry. So hopefully this is going to be a very interesting course. And today this first video is the introduction, and please take a look at the comment section below, the description section below. We will have some description on what we're going to do throughout the course. I will post resources and the suggested material, suggested practices for you, and there will be links to websites and other resources that you can learn about trigonometry. This is definitely a series of videos that I would like to create, not just for my students, but for everybody who's interested in math in general. And please leave the comments if you have any questions. Please go down to leave your questions and suggestions in the comment section, and then hopefully we'll see you next time and to join us in our first lesson. Thank you.